Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your July 23rd, 2025. Now, before we get going, we always like to say thank you and welcome aboard to any new followers here on our growing little channel. And if you're not yet a follower, make sure you go to our main Facebook page and give us a like today. Now, if you're catching this broadcast over on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates. Well, you get no complaints from me about the extra cloud cover for a lot of areas today. It really did keep that temperature down because the big weather story is the fact that all indications are we're going to see a building heat wave going into next week, and probably not only the hottest temperatures of the year, it's going to probably be the hottest temperatures we've seen in some time. So we're going to go ahead and get into all the details here on your update. So let's go ahead and get rolling right now as we take a live look up in Blue Ridge, finally breaking into some sunshine. It's been kind of cloudy here for most of the day, but getting a little more sunshine currently there in the Blue Ridge area. Down toward Lake Lanier, a little more cloud cover, but some peaks of sunshine here as well. But the easterly winds have been welcome received, and we've had some showers in the area, but nothing too bad out there. But it has really beat back the heat wave, everything to the basically cutting Alabama in half and moving to the west. You see the excessive heat warnings back here, heat advisories here in Alabama. But don't worry, this is going to return, folks, and it's going to come back with a vengeance going into the next week. You're going to really want to stick around for my 7-day forecast here. All right, so what we're seeing is some scattered showers here, as I was saying yesterday, moving from the east, moving to the west. Now, we're not going to see a repeat like we had last night with some of these big thunderstorms that dumped some very heavy rains, like up toward the Gainesville area, down toward Gwinnett County. We're not as warm as we were yesterday. It was still pretty steamy yesterday afternoon, so we had a lot more energy in the atmosphere. I'm not expecting that for today because the temperatures were cooler today. We will still continue with a few isolated showers here for tonight, but nothing too widespread. Now, we're also watching out in the tropics. Believe it or not, this is a remnant that moved across Florida, did a loop-de-loop, and coming back around again. Limited development here. We're talking about 10% right now. And I also think some of this is responsible for some of the extra cloud cover we're kind of seeing across our area for today as well. So let's go ahead and look at our satellite imagery here, seeing the thunderstorms there lining up across Mississippi, down toward the Florida Gulf Coast area and over toward areas of Louisiana. And again, you see what part of that remnant kind of cutting across Florida. So again, we're dealing with some clouds, some sunshine across North Georgia. Tomorrow, I think we'll see a little more sunshine. I think it'll be a little more sunshine. Temperatures will warm up a little bit, but they really start to warm up next week. So this old boundary in here, it's going to wash itself out eventually. It's just going to go away, and then we'll see things begin to improve as far as from the sky conditions concerned. But once this goes away and that ridge gives way, we're going to see things really begin to heat up. So looking at your forecast loop here going into tomorrow, again, a few isolated showers. Cannot rule that out. I'm kind of keeping it like a 20 to 30% range here going in for tomorrow. We got a few showers here for this evening, obviously, and then we'll do it again tomorrow afternoon. We'll see a few scattered showers here late afternoon. You'll see a few of them, and again, they'll be hit and miss around, so nothing that's going to be too widespread. And then we'll see the rain chance go up just a little bit going into your Friday. I think Friday we'll see basically about a 40% chance, and then things begin to dry out, and they really begin to heat up going into next week. So let's go ahead and look at your forecast maps here as we look at the latest from the National Weather Service here as far as where the fronts and things are going to be here for the next week. So as we go into tomorrow, again, we still got that stationary boundary in the area. Again, I'm still going to keep a little bit of a rain chance in the area. So I'm, again, 20, 30%, very isolated, okay? Most of y'all are going to stay dry. Don't even worry about that for tomorrow, okay? And then as we go into Friday, again, some scattered showers there expected. And then notice going into the weekend, looks like a lot of the heavy rain is going to be down here along the Gulf Coast from Texas over toward Mississippi. But North Georgia, just a little bit of activity there across extreme North Georgia going into Saturday. But the rain chances are going to drop off to about 20% basically. And when it does, see that big high there as we go in towards Sunday? This thing's really going to be setting up a nice little heat dome. It's not only sitting at the surface, but also at the upper levels of the atmosphere. And looking at it right now, a moderate risk for a heat wave settling up in here toward early next week. So we'll still have the chance. When you get this kind of heat, you can never rule out the late day and early evening thunderstorm, obviously. But it's really going to be, the telling there's going to be limited rain chance for the most part and a building heat right through the middle of next week. And when I talk about building heat, we're talking like Gainesville triple digits. We're talking 100-degree temperatures potentially going into next week. So let's go ahead and give you the bad news. Let's go ahead and look at your forecast here for Gainesville. Again, enjoy tomorrow. Not bad. 89, 70. Probably the last day you'll be dealing with the temperature right around 90. That's actually pretty close to seasonable for this time of year. 20, 30%, isolated storm. A lot of sunshine for everybody. Not looking too bad. Here's your morning lows. You notice the temperatures here. Slightly cooler, like a degree or two, a little more 60s on the maps, thanks to what's left of that easterly wind and residual wedge there. Daytime highs tomorrow, a little bit warmer, a degree or two here, especially over here across northwest Georgia. You see 92 Dalton, 94 in Rome. Again, isolated chance of a storm, but most everybody, y'all going to be dry, okay? Don't worry about it. Nothing too widespread here expected for your Thursday. Now, as we look at your regional perspective, check out the 98s up there in Memphis and Nashville once again. Jackson at 96. Better rain chances along the Gulf Coast, obviously. And looking at the East Coast, not looking bad. 91 over in Columbia, 92 over into Charlotte. All right, here's the 7-day. Here's the bad news, all right? Not bad for tomorrow. We start our climb going into the weekend, and I don't even put the rain icon. I only put the rain icon on there if it's like 40% or higher. So you notice basically from Saturday straight through Wednesday, we got nothing. 96, 99, 100, 99 going in toward next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So what does that mean for us? That means we're going to have the heat advisories in here for this upcoming week. Could start as early as Sunday. Potentially here across the area. So again, these are going to be the hottest temperatures we've had in some time. I have to go back and look historically to see when we had temperatures like this, where we were cracking the century mark even into North Georgia. So it's been a hot minute. So again, the best thing I can tell you all folks, I've mentioned this before, I'll mention it again, check your HVAC systems. Make sure that your air filters inside have been replaced and they're looking good, and check on the outside unit. Make sure you don't have any shrubbery, any debris. Take your hose, go out and kind of clean out the intakes on the outside of your HVAC units, and make sure your air conditioning units can breathe. If they don't breathe effectively, they're going to really struggle to keep your house nice and cool. So especially if you got an older unit. So please make sure you take care of that. Make sure you take care on the elderly, and make sure that they're not afraid of their power bills and keeping it up too hot so it gets too hot in their homes. Make sure you check on that. Make sure you check on the pets too. Don't leave them outside in this kind of heat. We got some very hot temperatures coming our way. All right, that's y'all's update for now. Again, thanks everybody for helping us getting a rebound. We're getting closer and closer to 9,000. Should probably hit that, I think. It's Wednesday right now. Maybe by about Saturday, I think we'll probably hit that at the rate we're kind of going right now. Again, I really could use those organic likes. So if you can invite a family, friend, or anybody here to kind of like the page without me trying to advertise and get folks coming that way, I really would appreciate it. So anyway, we're getting close to 10,000. That gets us back to Facebook professional status. And that kind of opens up the toolbox for us to do some other things to kind of continue to grow this channel, because our goal is to become the #1 weather source here across North Georgia and hopefully build a 24-hour dedicated channel. Can't do it without the viewers like you guys out there, so help us out in that endeavor. All right, that's y'all's update for today. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great, safe day. Bye-bye.